Good afternoon. Very pleased to welcome Mr. Simon Hacker, CEO of Alpha Nero Fitting, retrofitting. So please, you are based in Dubai. You also in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Fitting is something backstage that many don't know about. However, you are very keen to talk to us on
course.
sustainability. You are confident that you have very strong messages. Tell us more.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for having me today. So yes, Alphano is a retail fixture manufacturing business. So we basically do shop fit out for luxury brands mainly. We've established the business 10 years ago here in Dubai. We've also opened a factory in Saudi Arabia a couple of months ago. So we started
In Riyadh?
In Riyadh, yeah.
Yes.
We started to expand regionally. And these are factories. So we built whatever you see in those stores, done shopping malls, also in airports. We do a lot of projects in duty free. Travel retail is a quite active market as well. And the reason why we're also discussing today is because we decided to bring an environmental aspect to our business. The manufacturing aspect is usually quite traditional, and the environmental part was not really something that people were taking actions. I know it's about actions. It's not only about talking. We're trying to do things. And in this regard, we've started to develop a year and a half ago our own software that's capable of tracking the carbon emission of our project. And we've been working a lot with different people involved in the process, making sure that we follow the greenhouse gas protocol, the scope 1, the scope 2, and the scope 3, which is the most complicated part to map.
Absolutely.
So what we did, we plugged our software, our ERP software, each and every component that the project that we're building have a carbon emission allocation. And therefore, we're capable of giving a report of how a project looks, good or bad, at the end of the project. Eventually, we're also doing some pairing in terms of material to change things that are less carbon emission, that has less carbon emission, leveraging afterward artificial intelligence, machine learning, so we can give a better version of the project. And the idea as a third step would be to partner with a carbon capture technology, so we can offer some net zero project to our customers.
What about 3D printing?
3D printing is a good thing. Definitely, we also invested. We just moved to a new facility in Dubai. So we've invested in massive 3D printers. So it's good because you save a lot of materials, save a lot of wastage, but yet you still have a lot of process and carbon emission related to that. So the idea is to try to combine a good assessment of the situation in terms of the materials that we're using together with the right transportation mode as well. There's so many things that we can do to optimize our emission.
As you know, we are ESG, so environment, social, and governance. Let's talk about S, the social aspect
Yes.
of it. You as basically being present, we're applying the world's best practices. What are you doing to secure and maintain very solid S practices?
For the social aspect, which is so locally, we have a very diverse team in Alphano. Ever since we started, we grew from 0 to 300 pretty much today. A lot of nationalities, I think somewhere around 10 or 15 nationalities in the business. So first of all, we've implemented a lot of actions when it comes to social events to bring everyone together, the cultural aspect of it as well. We're trying to support as well in microfinancing for some of our employees. So we're really also trying to support as much as they're supporting our business in the development.
Are you trying to implement global practices, European practices within your company here?
Very much. So the new facility was also an opportunity to elevate also the standards in terms of health, in terms of safety, in terms of equipment, in terms of training. These are all practices that we want to implement, not only because we believe this is good for business, but also because this is good for people that are working on a day-to-day. So this is definitely...
in terms of governance, are you considering any green finance?
We are not yet looking into this. That could be actually quite interesting. We wanted to focus first of all on that carbon software that I've talked about. But eventually, a lot of product associated to a green could be very interesting.
What about governance, for example, with your suppliers? What are the standards that you are applying for the fit-out?
So we've also tried to work out as well, because we receive a lot of pressure from our own customers.
Yes.
As you know, we've been signing a lot of green charts and commitments also for their own stakeholders.
Yes.
So we should never forget that we're B2B, but also to C.
Yes.
So they have commitments toward their own customers. In this regard, we also need to elevate our standards with our own suppliers. So what we've been trying to do is to secure the lowest and the the lowest carbon emitters materials, focusing on FSC material, which are recycled wood, on materials that have low solvent as well, which are better for the environment. So we apply also to the entire ecosystem, to our supply chain and to our suppliers, the same standards.
Simon, thank you very much for being with us. Very good interview. We'll catch up later.
Of course, a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.